Hello students, this is the review for your practice ACT test tomorrow. This will be a grade, and so these are the possible remaining questions that you may see on the test tomorrow. Again, there will be 33, 16 like the ones that you saw earlier this week, and then 17 like the one that I'm showing on this video. Now, we're starting here with this. LeBron played 2.5 games on Friday, 3.5 games on Saturday. What is the total number of games he played in those 2 days? Well, this is just a simple addition. 2 1/2, 3 1/3. Okay, now obviously all of my answers are 5. So we can get rid of the 3 and the 2. We know that's 5. So 1/3 plus 1/2. My common denominator is going to be 6. Okay, so I've got 2/6 here and 3/6 here, so it's 5 and 5/6. Alrighty, question 2. Scotty and Tyler are training for a pizza eating contest. They're trying to eat 6 pizzas in total. Okay, so far Scotty has eaten 2 3/4. Tyler has eaten 1 7/8. How much pizza do they have left to eat? Okay, well, I'm going to add these two. Now, the common denominator here is going to be 8, of course. All right, excuse me. So I have 6/8 over here. All right, so this is going to turn into 3 13/8. Now, when I have 3 13/8, okay, I have an improper fraction, so I need to reduce that improper fraction. So 13/8 reduces to 1 5/8. Okay, so that's going to be 4 5/8. Now I take 6 minus 4 5/8. Now, the reason why I'm not writing these down is because I want you to write them down. I don't want just to give you the answer. I want you to find it. So, once you take that, take 6 minus that amount, and if I'm not mistaken, I think you have 4 5/8 was the answer, and so you're left with 1 3/8. All right, on to the next question. Now, the next question is dealing with, okay, how well do you understand? Okay, and you can't quite see, all right, but now you somewhat can. It's difficult to see the exponents. So you have 1 to the 12/30 minus 1 to the 12/31. Okay, so I have 1, okay, over this, all right, and so I'm subtracting. Okay, well, in order for me to do this, okay, I've got to make this particular problem right here, okay, instead of 1 12/30 minus 1 12/30 times 1/12. Okay, so that I'm still multiplying on this side, but now I've made it a negative. All right, and so I will let you, again, okay, I will let you take a look at this, but I want you to solve it. Okay, so I'm going to stop right there and let you take over the rest of this, but 1 12/30 minus 1 12 to the 31st. Okay, and so what would be the equivalent fraction, okay, if I was to do this computation? Okay, number 4. Now, number 4 can be very intimidating because you have a fraction within a fraction within a fraction. And I know that you hate fractions. And so now you got 3 of them here, but nothing to worry about. Okay, you have 1 plus 1/4. This is the same as 1 5/4. Well, whenever I take 1 5/4, that is the same thing, okay, let me get a sheet of paper here. That's the same thing as when I take 1 1 plus 1 like this. So I'm let me get it exactly so it matches. Okay, so 1 3 plus 1 over 1. So just break down each fraction. So I'm going to look at that one first. I know that this is 1 in 3 plus 1 over 5/4. Well, whenever you have a fraction like this, you're dividing. So I'm saying 1 divided by 5 over 4, or 1 times 4 over 5. Okay? So, once I do that, okay, now I'm going to add the 3. So now I have 1 and 3 plus 4 over 5. Well, if I divided like this, well, if I add this right here, this is going to be 1 and 15 over 5, because of course when I add, okay, whenever I add, I have to have a common denominator. So 1 and 15 over 5 plus 4 over 5, I have 1, 19 over 5. What I did up here, I'm doing down here. That's why I did it. Okay? So, you take it from this spot, and if you want to know if you got the right answer, come and see me tomorrow. Okay? Come and see me and let me show you, yes, you got this right, or no, you didn't. All right. Now, number 5, I have what fraction of 3 1/2 is 1/6? So what I'm saying here is that 3 1/2 times something, times x, is equal to, and I believe that's 1 1/6. Okay, 1 1/6. So I have 7 over 2, x is equal to 7 over 6. I'm multiplying here, aren't I? Well, if I multiply by the reciprocal here, that's going to leave x by itself. Multiply by the reciprocal over here. And again, I'm going to let you work this out, but don't forget, once you find the answer, you have to, yep, that's right, reduce it. Okay, now, number 6, that's one we're going to do in class. You're not going to see that on your test tomorrow. All right, now, on, okay, to our second part of ratios and proportions. Now, we saw some of these in, excuse me, okay, we saw some of these in the problems that we had, and so we're going to see some more. Okay, this is a ratio, okay, of asking, there are 45 boys to 54 girls. Okay, what is the ratio of boys to girls? Now, they're not asking boys to everyone, or they're not asking boys to, or girls to boys. You got to follow what they're saying. What is the ratio of boys? There are how many? 45. Okay. Colon. How many girls? 54. Okay. Now, treat this just like you would a fraction. We could also write this as 45 is to 54. We would have to reduce that, right? Okay, because they're both, let me get that in there. There we go. They're both divisible by 9. And so if I divide by 9 and divide by 9, I have 5 over 6, or 5 to 6. So you can think about it, for every 5 boys, there are 6 girls. Okay, number 2. Okay, I'm not going to work this out, but I'm going to let you do it, but I'm going to read it. The shadows of a basketball goal and nearby light pole, both vertical and on level ground, were measured at the same time. The basketball goal shadow was 4 feet long. The light pole shadow was 6 feet long. If the basketball goal is 10 feet, how tall is the light? Now, set your proportion up properly. Okay, so on your proportion, you're going to have, and I'm just going to put it, basketball over shadow equals pole over shadow, to figure out how tall one of these is. Because you're going to make one of these x, okay, and then just cross multiply and divide. So, good luck on that one. All right, we're not going to have number 3 tomorrow. We haven't really gone over those graphs too much. Okay, All right, take a look at number 5 here. All right, Maria, a 5th grade school teacher, asked each of her 30 students which one of the 4 seasons he or she preferred. The number of students who preferred each season is given in the table below. Now, usually when you have a table like this, you know exactly that they've already described it. Now, Maria's class is representative of the entire 5th grade. How many students out of the 240-person 5th grade class can she predict will prefer winter? Well, if I look here and realize that 30 can go into 240 8 times, so that means that all of these, if it is a representation of the whole, then I can multiply all of these by 8. And so how many of them will prefer winter? Okay, kind of let you ease into that one. All right. Okay. This is, I think, the last one we're going to see here. Okay. All right. The corner convenience store sells candy bars at 4 for $2.91. At this price, how much would the store charge for 3? Okay, this is just dividing to find your unit price. Okay. Or you could also set this up as a proportion. Okay, I've got 4 candy bars at $2.91. How many do 3 cost me? Cross multiply and divide. Okay, so we're going to cover fractions, we're going to cover ratios, and then we're also going to cover percentages. Okay, now these are questions, again, that you're going to see pretty much in the first 1 to 10. And you may see just one, you may see a whole bunch. Okay, so I have first question. What is 15% of 150? Okay, can I multiply by a percent? Can I? Huh? Nope, can't do it. So I have to turn it into a, come on, tell me what it is. Yes, you're right, it's a decimal. So I have 0.15 times 150. Okay, and again, I'll let you solve that out and work it out. All right, Kelly needs a minimum of 75% on today's 60-point math test in order to pass the class. What is the least number of points she must score to achieve this goal? Can I multiply by a percent? No, I can't do it. So I have to turn it into a decimal. 60 times 0.75. Okay, and again, you can come up with what the answer is. Okay, number 3, same way. What is 4% of 80? Except this time I got to move my decimal which way? That's right, to the left, 2 places. So I'm at 0.04 times 80. All right, now, number 5, same way. Okay, number 6, we talked about this in class, and we talked about percentages, and we talked about if you're tipping or if you have to pay tax, how you solve it. So if her total cost was 36, then what is her tip? Okay, what do you think it is? Yeah, you can't multiply by a decimal, or you can't multiply by a percentage, so you have to move it over. Okay, and yep, you have 0.18 times 36. Now, there is one more that I'm going to show you, and then that will be it. Okay, I have the table distribution of Cub Scouts throughout Pack 552. What percentage of the Cub Scouts are at least as old as the Bear Scout? Okay, well, here's my Bear Scout right here. So how many are at least this old? Okay, well, if I were to add all these up, okay, and it says, excuse me, what percentage of the Cub Scouts are at least as old as a Bear Scout? Well, I'm going to take this and add it together, and 45%